Hi, everybody, and welcome back to another installment of the EBI Seminar Series on Science Communications. I'm joined today by technical writer Mark Wilson. Mark explores various forms of writing and editing, mainly focusing on energy and environmental topics such as energy efficiency, innovative clean technologies, climate change, and renewable energy. How are you doing today, Mark?
Good. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you for being here. So I'm going to jump in with our first question, which is, can you briefly describe to us what technical writing is, and how is this different from newspaper or other publication writings?
Yeah, so I recently came across a definition of technical writing that I think is a good one. It says technical writing is a form of writing that translates complex technical topics into easily digestible and understandable content. Now, that's true of both technical writing and of journalism. But with journalism, journalists provide information on the complex subjects, but it's drawn from a variety of voices, sometimes with opinions, and they tend to focus more on daily events, whereas technical writers tend to focus strictly on technical problems and issues and their impacts, and then they build that material off research and data.
Okay, perfect. Can you provide some examples of what you're writing in a technical sphere?
Sure. So there's a variety of different publications that you write. Technical reports explain how research projects were run and the results of them. Technical briefs present short explanations of a technical issue. Case studies demonstrate the way that new and innovative technology is working in the field. White papers educate readers about specific products. Those are often used for marketing. Manuals explain and show readers how to do something. Research roadmaps lay out a research path for research over a specific timeline. And then video scripts inform an audience on a technical subject through video, which reminds me that technical writing is just a portion of a larger field called technical communications. So you're often working with graphic artists or you're working with videographers to find the best way to explain the issue.
So then would you say that technical writing is not limited to STEM fields? And in this sense, what is it usually used for?
It's often used for STEM fields, but it often is used for other things, such as technical manuals on how to use yard equipment or how to put together your furniture.
Awesome. So more on a personal note, how would you explain that you personally came into technical writing?
Well, I came into technical writing by answering an ad in the newspaper. So I was looking for a job. I had a bachelor's degree in English and a certificate from the University of California, Berkeley in copy editing, but I never worked as a professional writer. But I found this job with a group of engineers in Oakland, and we had a writing staff of about 4 people and a graphic staff of about 4 people and a bunch of engineers, and we worked with them to provide materials for clients. So then I decided to go freelance after I'd worked there about 7 years. And when I started going freelance, an engineer that I had worked with recommended me to a project that Berkeley Lab was heading up with the California Energy Commission. And that was their public interest energy research roadmap for their upcoming research. It was at the very beginning of the project, and I learned a lot through that and through working with the engineers to begin with about both field and energy, which I kept working on over the years. And then from there, I kept working with Berkeley Lab on other projects, the California Energy Commission, other projects that led to work with the Air Resources Board and other private and public companies. And I've been doing it now for 30 years.
Right. So with the way that you came into technical writing, would you say that this is a common path for many people to take, or are there alternate courses?
I would say it's very atypical. I think most people particularly now, take courses that are offered at colleges and universities. There's a lot of good ones out there. And I think that's probably the preferred path to take. It's certainly what I would do if I were to start today.
What you mentioned specifically is freelancing. Do you think that freelancing is common among technical writers?
I think often technical writers start working with organizations, and then somewhere along the line, they might decide to freelance. Many of the people I know have done that. And I also know people who have continued to work at companies throughout their entire careers.
Interesting. What kind of companies typically employ technical writers?
Um, Anybody that's working in a scientific or technical field, I think employs technical writers either as freelancers or employs them in-house. If you go to any IT company, they're going to have a technical writer. Biosciences, energy, any of those fields are going to have technical writers. It's pretty broad. It's more prevalent than you might think.
And for all these people coming into the technical writing field, what kind of skills do you think that they need if they're going to be a professional within this realm?
Well, first they need to be good writers. So you need to be able to write concisely and clearly, and be able to figure out what your audience is and how to present that information to them as clearly as possible. Second, organization is key. You're often working with large amounts of information, or you're working with people, a number of people who are working on one project, and you need to gather information from all those people into one place and make a coherent whole of the project and put together the materials. You need to be able to grasp information pretty quickly. It's often the case where you're working with new information or new language that you haven't seen before, you're not familiar with, and you need to be able to get up to speed on that pretty quickly. And then finally, you need to have the humility to be able to ask questions when everybody else isn't asking questions, to be kind of the idiot in the room, to make sure that you have all the information that you need to present that. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to write it clearly.
Yeah, that's all super insightful. Shifting a little bit, what do you think are the benefits and the drawbacks of working with so many companies to tell their each individual story?
Well, the benefit of working with different companies is you're always encountering new material. It always stays interesting. You're meeting a lot of really interesting, intelligent people. I think in all the time I've done this, there have been very few people I've worked with as a technical writer that I didn't want to work with. So that's been really exciting. The drawbacks as a freelancer are the administrative tasks, having to get the clients, do the billing, that sort of thing.
On the same note, what do you love best about this job?
I love coming to new information that other people don't know, and working with the people who created it, and having having a working partnership with them to be able to convey their exciting idea in a way that people can really understand. And seeing the innovative technologies take a foothold in the marketplace is also really exciting. A lot of the people I've worked with have been climate scientists, and seeing that field change over the past 20 years to what it is today has been really exciting. And it's been really satisfying to have a part in that.
Interesting. That all does sound very rewarding. So, for those who are interested in pursuing this field, what kind of advice would you give to them?
Well, spend time learning to write concisely and clearly. Find a good technical writing program at a college or university, that particularly one that helps place their students in good jobs. If possible, get a second degree or a minor in the subject that you're interested in, because the information changes really quickly, and having a good base of information and an understanding of the field is really helpful. If you're going to do technical editing at all, you want to learn the style guides, Chicago Manual of Style, the AP style book. Other organizations will have their own style books. that you're going to need to follow. And so that's important to know those. And then finally, I joined the Society for Technical Communications. They're a great organization, has lots of information on technical writing, technical communications, and they're also really great for networking, which you can never start too soon.
Okay, perfect. That's all super useful advice. So that just about does it for all of our questions. So thank you so much for joining us, Mark. Your advice and your insight is super helpful, and I'm sure the viewers will find use in all of that you said. The EBI and myself wish you the best of luck on any of your future endeavors, and we thank you again so much for joining us.
Sure, thank you. It's been my pleasure.
Thank you for checking out the EBI seminar series on science communication. If you've enjoyed this video, please feel free to like and subscribe to our channel for more content on how science is communicated. Be sure to follow along for future installments or check out our previous series and explore our social media, which are all linked in the description below. Thank you for watching and see you next time.